In this AlignMix video, you will learn how to change your default settings that appear when you load AlignMix. The first thing that you can change is this little pop-up that appears when you open a blank AlignMix file. You can change that by clicking this checkbox here in the bottom. If you leave it checked, this box will always appear when you launch AlignMix, and you can choose to create a blank map, open a new AlignMix file, or start your import, and it will also show you the most recently used AlignMix files here on the left. So let's click on the X here, and now let's imagine we're starting a new project. And you would do that by clicking on File and click on New Project. Here we can choose what our base geography should be for all future projects, basically changing the default settings for when you launch AlignMix. If you've installed or purchased different country packs, you can select them here from the drop-down menu, select that country, and then you can click this button here at the bottom to set it as a default for future projects. And you can also set your default terms by selecting them here. So as you go through these options, you can choose what your lowest level of assignment is, which in this case can be territory. Clicking on Next, you then choose what your people are called, whether they're sales reps, sales execs, franchisees, or you can click on Other to change that as well. Click Next again. In this view, what do you call your first level of management, essentially your second level assignment? By default, you have territories assigned to districts and districts assigned to regions. So if you wanted that second level to be called something else, you can change that here. Clicking on Next, you can do the same thing for that third and final region. So remember, by default, you have territories assigned to districts and districts assigned to regions. Let's click here on Next. And the final question asks, what do your sales reps call on? Is it accounts, customers, doctors, clients, or something other? Clicking on Next, you now have the option to make all of those settings default for future projects. So let's click here on Cancel, and now let's say you're unhappy with some of the default settings you've created for your file. Well, you can change those settings at any time. You can click here on File and then go to Application Options, and here in the bottom left you can click to set for default for future projects. So you can adjust your mouse sensitivity. Clicking on Project, you can change the terms we've just selected. So if you want your lowest level of assignment to be called Area, you would type it in here for the singular form and also plural form. Make sure to also change the rep names. So if you have district managers calling on districts, you would leave it as default settings. But if you've changed your second level of assignment, make sure to change that here under first level of management, but then also the name of that manager. You can't have an area being called by a district manager, so it would have to be an area manager. And there you go. You've just learned how to customize your default settings here in AlignMix.